Morning, Michael here. So it's Wednesday, the 15th of January 2020. So just to give you an update from when I arrived. So I arrived last night, arrived yesterday evening, booked in, did a video yesterday, also did a video this morning. It's kind of like mid-morning now. One thing, it's actually quite cold, so that might surprise you for Vegas, but it is 9 o'clock and it is the kind of coldest time of the year in Vegas, so which is a good thing because I hated that heat, especially in July. What I wanted to go through today, like probably this morning, is McGregor, Cerrone, Pettican and Holly Holm. So that's the main event and the co-main event. I don't want to really do any predictions right now. I'll probably do that closest to the fight. What I will do is probably go through each camp, what the camp has been like, what McGregor's camp's been like, what Cerrone's camp's been like. I actually don't know how the other camps got on, the fights on the undercard, like Holly Holm, Anthony Pettis, Rickard Petterton. So, but I think what I probably want to focus on is actually the McGregor camp and the Cerrone camp, which I know a lot about. So we're basically 15 months further from the Khabib fight, so a lot of lessons to be learned from that. And obviously Connor's held his hands up and he's done a lot of search sorting on trying to figure out what he needs to do. So I think after the Khabib fight he had probably a couple of months, and then pretty much all of 2019 he has been pretty much focused on returning back to a fighter, a proper fighter. And what I say that he needs to now come to the fore, on making sure he's turned his life around, because what usually happens to fighters that get to his height, like Mike Tyson, even Muhammad Ali, I'm not putting him in the bracket, but maybe like John Jones is probably one person to look at, where he's had Everton, he had titles, he's won every fight, and what usually happens is that where do you go from there? What steps do you need to take? That's difficult because probably the difference between John Jones and Conor McGregor is that John Jones, he knew he was brilliant, and even now no one could touch him, and he didn't really have any loss. But it's that hunger. If you've won everything you needed to do, if you set out in life a plan on beating somebody, winning titles, getting money, I think what he wanted to do and what he said was, win everything he can, make as much money, so he doesn't have to look after 2 or 3 generations of family, and he's done that. So how do you pick yourself up? How do you get yourself motivated to do that? And I think that's what he's done. The feedback I get in, any the news, over the last year, 2019, he's been trying to get his life back. Now he's had a couple of slip-ups, going out, and obviously the guy in the bar, and the incident over in Miami where he took the guy's phone and stamped on it, and obviously he's got other allegations over his head. I don't want to go into it now, but he's got a lot, he had a lot on his mind. But I think he broke his hand in April. He was planning to return in August, fight Justin Gaethje in T-Mobile Arena, but obviously he broke his hand, so he couldn't he couldn't actually come. That fight didn't happen. So this is a massive hiatus, and since the bar incident was in April, and the Miami thing that was in the summer, so he's had a good 6 months where he's kind of locked himself away, and he's been on his McGregor Fast program, and he's been trying to get down to the bottom of any issues he has, get him to the background. He's got all his business set up now, so he can focus back on purely fighting, and that's one thing I'm looking forward to. With that, and the feedback I'm getting from the camps and the training, that he's had a superb camp, and that's different from his last camp, which you kind of got the sense, even in his last camp, that he went into a war, bones are broken, and that's basically what he was doing. He was turning up to the gym every other day or every 3 days, having a fight, beating him, knocking him out, and going away and celebrate. And you can't do that, So he's been on board John Kavanagh, so obviously they've never separated, but there's a good relationship there. Obviously Owen Roddy. He's brought in a couple of new people also, obviously Cumberland Boxing Gym, so it'd be interesting to see who'll be cornering him this fight, but I think it's Phil Sutcliffe is the boxing coach, so he's brought him in. So I think the 4 in the corner is going to be John, Owen Roddy, Phil, and not Dylan Dallas, but Sergey Popotsky, the wrestling coach from Conor. So I think they are the 4 people that are going to be in this corner. Cerrone's camp, it's always a fun camp, and that's the way he's always trained. And when you train like that, are you picking anything up? Now he's coming off 2 losses, but I think he's training. The difference between Conor and Donald Cerrone is, have they picked anything up in their last 2 camps? And that's what we'll find out Saturday. And that's what we will find out on Saturday. Cerrone, he's very adventurous guy. He takes risks inside the cage, outside the cage. He's got he's got his own training methods. I think his coach maybe wasn't with him in this camp, who he usually trains out of a specific gym down in Albuquerque, but I think he's been training up in his own camp, this whole camp. So that's interesting. I know he will be in his corner on the fight, but I think he decided to have basically all his camp in his own place, in his own ranch. So that'll be interesting, So probably the advantage of training there is he's training in altitude, so his cardio is never going to be an issue. And there relies the other question: how is Conor's cardio going to be? It's the number one thing that, the number one negative, in his arsenal, but you don't really know until the night. Conor McGregor, he uses a lot of energy and a lot of power first 2 or 3 rounds, and he starts to fade, but I think he's getting a lot better. I hope he is getting a lot better, but I think he's always had good fitness, but it's managing that fitness through a 5-round fight. So it'd be interesting to see how he gets on with that. So any other things? I think that's it. It's going to be an interesting week, you know, an exciting week. I'm excited actually, because when I came over to his last fight against Khabib, it wasn't a fight that excited me. It was more nervous tension, more than anything else, but exciting tension. But it wasn't like fun tension. So there's a difference between fun tension and serious tension. But it's two completely different fights as well, because you know, it's probably Cerrone. He's a taller guy, but he's probably Conor's more suited to him. You know, Khabib, wrestler, grappler, sambo. It's a different type of animal altogether. You know, something maybe Conor lacks. You know, but even though he does have his wrestling coach and he always wrestles, you know, Khabib's been doing it since he was a baby. You know, so that's it, and that's my breakdown. I'm not going to give you a prediction. I'm not going to give you a prediction for the fight till probably later on in the week. But that is my kind of analysis on what's been happening with Conor the last 10, 12 months, and what's been going on with Cowboy over the last couple of weeks, 3 or 4 weeks. Obviously, Cowboy's fought 7-8 times, and Conor's only fought once. So obviously, is ring rust going to be a factor when you're actually taking all this into account? So that is my breakdown, and today I am going down to the Palms. So that's where the press conference is going to be. It's about probably 10 minutes on an Uber, 40 minutes on a 40-minute walk down there. So it's a nice walk down there. Probably walk down. You kind of walk from the strip out where the New York is. You walk all the way down to Caesar's Palace. You turn left, and it's a good 20-minute walk down there. But you're there, you know what I mean. So time, it's on at like 5 o'clock, I think. So I just checked that again. I'll probably head down a little bit earlier than that. So I'm just looking forward to that. So Conor had a bit of a media day yesterday, but it was only the media. It was only like the media, but the press conference today is open media, open to the fans, open to everyone. I think you can ask questions. I'm not sure 100%. Like, I think fans can ask questions, media can ask questions. That it's an open book. So we'll find out anyway later on. So probably the next video I'll probably do is when I'm probably outside the Palms or inside the Palms. I'll probably run up a video. So that is my video. So thanks very much, and I'll see you again.